So I've come in search of a reigning world champion, and this looks like an appropriate setting. There
Hello.
he is, the main man.
Hello, Rob. Can I just check your temperature?
Oh, we've done this a few times.
38.1. Sorry, mate, you're going to have to go.
Such a long drive.
Well, rules are rules, Rob. I'm sorry.
Thought we were friends.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to the 18th edition of Baize Watch. Mark Selby claimed his 4th world title in May in this place behind me, so naturally he forms the centrepiece for this show. But first, before we visit the Jester in Leicester, we're heading to Tredegar in South Wales to catch up with Jackson Page. He recently secured his second 2-year tour card, coming through the first of our 3 qualifying school events.
When I was really young, I've always felt like, I want to be the best, and I still do. I want to be the best. I want to win everything, the best ever. That's the aim. I don't want to settle for a couple of events. I want to settle for them all, So I've always had that ambition. To get on the tour, I won the European Under-21, so I went to that event thinking, I can't really lose this. I was a sort of a big fish in a little pond, whereas now, at the moment, I'm a small fish in a big pond.
You just keep watching them, don't you, as they're juniors, and then all of a sudden every junior tournament he was in, wherever it was, he was just winning all the time, and he was just so far in front of any other juniors. He was sort of had it his own way for a long time, But yeah, I mean, you won a lot more junior tournaments than I ever did. Once you step up, because you step up massively when you turn pro, there's no doubt about it. And even though I didn't think he'd stay on, he was only a couple of matches from actually staying on. So, he probably done better than what I actually thought, and the experience he's gained over them 2 years, even though he's dropped off and jumped straight back on, I think this is 2 years now we can kick on, get in our 64 and just keep rising up them ranks.
Now I can play anyone, it don't matter. My safety from playing with Mark has improved leaps and bounds, and just on the tour, experience, the shots to play, how to shut the frame out, Yeah, it's improved leaps and bounds really. So now I'm just, I don't really care where I play. Consistency is a big thing. Most players can go and beat a top 16 player one day and then the next lose to anyone. It's just how the game is. But I think the key is definitely getting that consistency to keep them, or to even keep playing the same level all the way through, which is what I had struggled with over the 2 years. But I do feel like it's starting to come together now, the consistency.
He's just building confidence now, and I think this could be the stepping stone for him to go on to much better things.
We wish Jackson all the best for the next 2 seasons, and we'll be returning to the Mark Williams Snooker Club later in the show to see if Jackson can recreate some Willow Worldies. Now, next up on Baize Watch, it's the one you've been waiting for, the Crucible champ, Mark Selby. Rob Walker eventually passed his temperature test.
Now, I have to say, your daughter takes after your wife. So intelligent, so much good chat. She looks like an absolute ball of energy.
Yeah, and the looks as well, thank God.
Yeah, of course.
She didn't get mine, so no, she's fantastic. A great kid, not just saying it because she's ours, but obviously all we've tried to install in her is just always use your please and thank yous, and whatever else she does in life, as long as she's happy, we'll be happy.
Sean said when his kids came along that it did give him an added motivation, if for no other reason that when he gets really old and knackered, as he said, he wants them to be able to look up bits of him on YouTube and go, wow, my dad was actually quite cool. Do you get a similar sense with Sophia, or has your motivation not really changed after becoming a father?
Not really. It definitely has changed. If anything, I'm even more motivated because you want to do it for them. And very similar to like what Sean says, they can look back in years to come and see what you've achieved and see them matches you've won on YouTube and so on, and be proud of what you've done. So all you want them to do as a child is make you proud, and I'm trying to do the same as a father.
Yeah, and it's nice because although, you know, she might come in here and she'll gain a better understanding of what this actually means when she gets older, but you're just dad.
Yeah, I am, and no matter what I achieve in snooker, if I'd win everything in the game or if I never won anything in the game, I wouldn't change as a person. I'd still be exactly the same. Still want to do the best I can for Sophia and try and teach her the right from wrongs and support her as much as I can.
The first final is always going to be the most special, especially because it was in honour of your dad and you beat Ronnie on this very table. But having Sophia run out and have a little understanding of what she was witnessing, that must have made it very close to 2014.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, obviously Sophia was still there in 2014. She was in Vicky's tummy, born 5 months later. But yeah, I mean, now it's getting to the stage, especially the World Championship just gone. She's understanding more, obviously, what I do for a living, and she understands and gets it more. So it was nice to actually win it this time and her to come out like she has done in the previous years. But before, she didn't really know what was going on. She, as far as she's concerned, just stood there having a picture with some random people who she don't know. But now she understands it more, which is fantastic.
On a general reflection of this Worlds, I mean, it was a brutal run, wasn't it? Kurt Mafflin, who'd played brilliantly to get to the quarters the previous year. Mark Allen, who, albeit had some wobbly performances later on in the season, but won the Champion of Champions playing out of his skin. And then you had Willow before before heading to the semis and the final. It was a tough route.
Yeah, it was. I remember looking at the draw only a few weeks before, and I was in a different section to the section I ended up being in. And the only way it could change was if Robertson won the tournament at Celtic Manor, which he managed to do. So then me and Neil swapped over. So I was in like the section with Higgins, Mark Allen and Williams. And even before the tournament started, every player who's in the tournament's a tough draw. But for me, that was the standout quarter, and it was more or less like a bloodbath.
And you mentioned to me, you know, when we were having a bit of food, that when you played the semi against Ronnie behind closed doors, you really missed the buzz. So how much did you relish having that back for the semis this time?
Playing Ronnie in that semi-final, it's always a great occasion when you're playing Ronnie. And to play him out there with no fans was quite surreal, really. So it was tough, but at the same time, it still hurt as much as every other loss when you ended up coming out on the losing side. A year on, going back there, getting to the one table setup, having a full capacity was absolutely amazing, because the Sheffield, it's a tournament we want to win every single year we go there. It's the best venue we play in, and to actually go there knowing that there's going to be no crowd was sort of soul destroying, really. So going back there a year on, and it being the pilot event for crowds to be back was an amazing feeling.
Looking at the final, I mean, it was such a mouth-watering occasion, because Sean, after an early scare against Mark Davis, really started to produce some amazing snooker. Some of his long pots against Jan Bingtao in the second round were ridiculous.
I think I even said at the end, after the match had finished, it's probably as good as I've seen him play for a few years, and basically back to where he was 3 or 4 years ago when he was winning tournaments. He won a few tournaments out in China, playing some great stuff. So it was nice to see, you know, because we've grown up together through the junior ranks, known each other for many years, and it's tough when you watch a player of his quality struggle like he had done over the last couple of years. So it's nice to see him back playing well.
That roar at the end will forever be replayed.
Here it goes, and that's the way, and what is Vicky absolutely delighted.
I can't remember another context in which you've celebrated in that kind of uninhibited way. It was great to watch. It was just a bit unexpected, I think.
Yeah, and it's not something planned either. It's just more instinctive than anything else. And I think the biggest thing was, because I've won it before, and you get to the one table setup, the Crucible is such a iconic venue and such a tough tournament to win. So you never know when it's going to be your last time there, whether it's a final or one table setup or whatever. So when you're in the final, you're just trying your hardest because you want to win, because, as you say, who knows if you no divine right to win the tournament ever again. So it was more elation than anything else. But as I say, I wasn't sat in my chair thinking, well, if I clear this last red and colours up, I'm going to go absolutely mental and scream the house down. It was just instinct to potted the black, and it just came out.
And what will your mindset be about this season? Do you think, will you pick and choose a little bit more? Or, you know, when travelling eventually starts again, will you be of the mindset that you're going to enter everything?
I've sort of missed not going to China the last 18 months. If you offered me the choice to go China now for a tournament, have a week of time and then go back, I think everybody would take it from what we've gone through over the last 18 months. So I probably will play in quite a lot, and I feel as though that's my role as well as defending champion and world champion. For your year, while you're world champion, you're out there to sort of promote the sport. So by pulling out of a lot of events is probably not a good thing. So I'll try and play in as many as I can.
Is it important to you to get back to world #1? Because, you know, the fact that you've won £500,000 prize money, you're now pretty close behind Judd Trump. It's within touching distance, depending on what happens over the next few months.
Yeah, it wasn't up until about 8 months ago, because I was about £2 million behind him, and I'm sure everybody else was as well. But now, as you say, winning the World Championships and getting that close, and yeah, it is at the back of my mind. But Judd, you know, he's had such a great 3 or 4 seasons the last few years, winning a lot of events and playing some fantastic snooker. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about that as well.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what this forthcoming season holds. Great to chat to you, Mark, and thanks for showing us around your epic sanctuary. It's been a great day.
No problem, Rob. Thanks for coming.
Oh. he's actually still quite good.
We like Mark, don't we? Lovely, lovely guy. And if you want to watch the full tour of his home, head to our YouTube or Facebook. You're probably already there. Now, next up on the show, we've got a new challenge, and the Sheriff of Pottingham is the first to take it on.
Ready? That was a tester. Oh, it's no legs. This is the one. It's tough to get any closer than that, you know.
I reckon that is a very, very tough challenge, and that was a strong third attempt from the Sheriff. Now, at the top of the show, you saw Mark Williams, and he has played some incredible shots during his career. You wouldn't want to try and attempt to recreate them.
Oh, what a shot this is. What a shot we've seen there. Oh, what a shot this is. What a shot we've seen there.
Fill it. You know, he's trying to knock the red in with the red he's just played, and look at this shot. If this comes off, what a shot that is! That is unbelievable. That is the shot of this year's championship. Not only to pull it off, but to get on the black. Incredible. What a shot that is! That is unbelievable. That is the shot of this year's championship.
Go.
No, you're kidding me.
Might not even look at the cue ball when he hits this.
By jingle.
If any of you can recreate that green and get it in decent video quality, we promise we will put it on our show. Now, before we go, we must tell you that 7 UK-based events are currently on sale, and for certain sessions of all of those events, there's a half-price offer. So head to wst.tv/tickets to get more info and to secure yours. Now, unfortunately, that is all we've got time for on the show. Hope you've enjoyed it. We will see you next time.
I was best man at one of my friend's weddings, and he stayed there the night before with his 2 boys. And he texted me saying, "Oh, my sister's just texted me. Is it okay if she can come over for a drink before I get married tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So she came over with her husband and the 2 boys, and her husband just finished work. I'm not sure, he was suited and booted. So he stood here like 8 lads playing, having a shot, and he forgot where he was. All I heard was, "Ugh," and big splash, and I've looked round and he's crawling back out the pool.
That is brilliant.
Fully suited, phone in his pocket, everything.
That is brilliant.